Hi, my name's Diane Blaylock. A POA is a legal document that gives someone else the legal authority to act on your behalf. Attorney does not mean lawyer. Usually it is a trusted person who's a friend or family member. Then they act as your attorney. Duties of the attorney. They are to manage your affairs while you're still alive. It can be temporary if you're away, say you're out of the country, or if you're on an extended vacation and you need someone to pay your bills, manage your properties, manage any investments. It can be permanently if you're mentally incapable of managing your own affairs. There are three types of power of attorney. There's non-continuing power of attorney, continuing power of attorney, and power of attorney for personal care. Non-continuing power of attorney is for a specific length of time that you specify ahead of time. If you're away and you need your property maintained, or if you need investments taken care of, you outline the task and for how long it's going to last. It ends if you become mentally incapable. So if something happens and you become mentally incapable, it doesn't continue. You have to move to a continuing power of attorney. And a non-continuing power of attorney is not a substitute for the POA. In regards to all powers of attorney, precise records must be kept. Continuing power of attorney for property allows your attorney to manage your affairs if you become mentally incapable. They must focus on your best interests, not on their own. They must manage your affairs as they would their own, with skill, diligence, and care. Power of attorney for personal care covers medical treatment, housing, food, hygiene, clothing, and safety. It comes into effect if your attorney decides you're mentally incapable. Now, you can specify that they get a second opinion. You can specify they get independent appraisal from a doctor in form of a note before you're termed incapable. Choosing your attorney. You can have one or more attorney, and you have to make sure that they have the skill, the integrity, the judgment, be trustworthy, responsible, and good at handling finances. You have to ask yourself these questions. Will the attorney make sure that you have everything you need? Will your privacy be respected? Can you trust them to not misuse your money? You don't have to choose someone who is nicest or closest to you. You can use somebody that's a little bit more distant, like, a friend, but not too close of a friend. The personal care attorney cannot be someone you pay to provide services to you unless it is a relative. Setting up a POA. Your lawyer can do this when you make your will, or you can get forms and do it yourself. Forms are available online, in bookstores, from Service Ontario, and from the Office of the Public Guardian and Trustee. The phone numbers will follow at the end of this presentation. The POA forms must have 2 witnesses. Now, these witnesses cannot be your spouse or partner, your child, or a person you consider a child, your attorney, or your attorney's spouse or partner, anyone under 18 years of age, anyone who is mentally incapable of managing their own property or making their own decisions. A POA starts as soon as it is signed, unless you specify otherwise. If there is no POA for property, a family member can apply to become the guardian for the property. If there is no one, and one is required, the public guardian and trustee can act on your behalf. If there's no POA for personal care and you become incapable, a family member automatically has the right to make decisions as to long-term care or medical care. If no family is involved or available, the Consent and Capacity Board or court can appoint someone else. The attorney cannot make changes to your will or give a new continuing power of attorney for you. Revoking a POA. If you're concerned with the way your attorney is handling your affairs, you can cancel your POA in writing with the same restrictions on to witnesses. All POAs terminate on your death. Your attorney and your executor can be the same person, but they do not need to be. Misuse of powers. The attorney is required to provide you with a full accounting when you ask for one. If you suspect fraud, you can claim for lost funds. If theft, you can report to the police. If someone else has evidence or suggestion of mismanagement or theft and believes that you are mentally incapable, they can ask the court to review the accounts and records. The abuse of a power of attorney is a criminal offense. Power of attorney for personal care. You want to discuss with your attorney your wishes beforehand, because we're all going to pass, and you want to make sure it's on your terms, not on someone else's. You want to make sure that whoever you choose is able to make the hard decisions. Say you have a DNR, which is do not resuscitate order. You want to make sure that the person that you've made your attorney is able to fulfill that role. If the attorney makes decisions that are not in your best interests, the healthcare providers can apply to the Consent and Capacity Board and have someone else review it for you. Financial abuse definition. The theft or exploitation of a person's money, property, or assets, as in theft or fraud. Signs of financial abuse. Pressure to sell property, change your will, or POA. Pressure to take money away, denying the right to make financial decisions. Changes in living arrangements. Inability to pay bills, sudden withdrawal of money, changes in bank patterns. Controlling of spending. Forced to sign legal documents. Disappearance of possessions. Necessities of life not being provided. For example, medication, food, housing. Changes in a POA. Overworked and underpaid. Denying the right to make financial decisions. Types of frauds. There's the emergency scam. It's usually called the grandparent scam. A caller impersonates a family member, usually a grandson, and says they're in trouble and need you to send them money right away. There's identity theft. Someone uses your personal information without your knowledge or consent to commit a crime such as fraud or theft. Personal information can be obtained by someone taking your mail or through online schemes to access your birth dates, SIN numbers, credit card numbers, etc. Price scams. Someone contacts you to say you've won a prize or contest. This can be by phone, email, text, or pop-up screen on your computer. The scammer will ask you to pay a tax or a small fee before claiming the prize. Investment opportunities. You are offered a large return on an investment. This can happen by phone or by an individual wanting to get to know you as a friend. Charity scams. A person calls you asking for a donation for a charity that will sound very familiar to a reputable organization. I had someone come to my door looking for money for the hospital for sick children. Now, they had tags and everything that they could be legitimate, but you never know. It's better to go to the charity directly rather than deal with somebody that's on the phone or coming to your door. Romance scams. Scammers will attempt to build a friendship with you, have romantic chats, on the phone or online. Eventually, they will ask you to transfer or send money to them so they can come and be with you. Protect yourself. Always shred papers containing personal information. Add your phone number to a do not call registry. Never provide confidential information on the phone. Put up a no solicitation, flyers, or junk mail on your door. Be suspicious of great deals. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Guard your information such as your bank PIN number, SIN number, and passwords. Monitor your credit report for any strange activity. Resources are available, 911-211, the Senior Safety Line, 1-866-299-1011, the PSAN website, Elder Abuse Ontario, Service Ontario, 1-800-267-8097, that's only for forms, the Office of the Public Guardian and Trustee, 1-800-366-0335. Thank you for watching. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to use our website.